Hi folks, it's good to be with you. We're looking at Mohammed Hijab and the Quran, and we're looking at the issue of that the Quran is not the word of God. You can get me on my website, jasonbirdspreacher.com. You can get me on Facebook, and you can get me on Twitter. It's good to be with you, and love to everybody out there. You can also get me on Amazon. So we're looking at the Quran is not the word of God. We're looking at Sam Shimon's paper, debate paper, so you can go and read that for yourself. And we're looking now at scientific errors, Sam Shimon's debate paper with Shabi Ali. So we're looking at scientific errors of the Quran. 8 or 6 days of creation. According to 8 or 6 days of creation. According to the Quran, in Surah 41, verse 9 to 12, God created the heavens and the earth in 8 days. In Surah chapter 7, verse 54, and 10.3, and 11.7, and 25.59, state that it was in 6 days. In order to resolve this contradiction, Shabi Ali assumes that the first 2 days of Surah 41.9 are concurrent with 4 days of Surah 41.10, that it took God to create its nourishment. This would then total up exactly 6 days. The problem with Shabi's interpretation is that it neglected the earlier Muslim interpretation of these passages. When we look at these early traditions, some of which are attributed to Muhammad, we find that contradictions stick, hence it is the interpretation of Muhammad that leaves us with the contradiction. Muhammad personally believed that the heavens and the constellations were created after the earth and had already been formed. The following traditions are taken entirely from the History of Tabari, Volume 1, General Introduction, From the Creation to the Flood. Franz Rosenthal State University of New York, Albany, 1989, page 187 and 193. We read Tabari, we have stated before that time is but hours of night and day, and that the hours are but traversable by the sun and the moon of the degrees of the sphere. Now, then, this being so, there is also a sound tradition from the Messenger of God, told us by Hanab bin al-Savari, who said that he read all of the hadith to Abu Bakr, and Abu Bakr, Asad Abu Sa'd al-Bakal, Ikrimah ibn Abbas. The Jews came to the Prophet and asked him about the creation of the heavens and the earth. He said, God created the earth on Sunday and Monday. He created the mountains and the uses they possess on Tuesday. On Wednesday he created trees, water, cities, and cultivated barren land. These are 4 days. He continued, citing the Quran, say, do you really not believe in the one who created the earth in 2 days and set up others like him? That is the Lord of the worlds. He made it firmly anchored, mountains above it, and blessed it, decreed that it contained the amount of food it provided, all in 4 days, equally for those asking of those who ask. On Thursday he created heaven, on Friday he created the stars, the sun, the moon, the angels, until 3 hours remained. The first of these 3 hours he created the terms of human life, who would live and who would die. The second he cast harm upon everything that is useful for mankind, and in the third he created Adam and had him dwell in the paradise. He commanded Iblis to prostrate himself before Adam, and he drove Adam out, etc. According to this tradition, says Ibn Masud, from Ibn Abbas, Muhammad believed the earth and everything within it was created on the first 4 days, whereas the heavens and the constellation were created afterwards on Thursday and Friday. This seems to agree with Shabi that the 2 days God fashioned that the earth concurrent on the 4th day, it took God to supply its nourishment. Yet we are still left with the problem of the heavens and constellation being created after the earth. This fact contradicts the following surah, which places the creation of the heaven before the formation of the earth. Surah 79, verse 27-32. What are you stronger in constitution or the heavens? He lifted up its vault, and levelled it, and darkened its night, and brought forth its forenoon, and the earth after that bowed. He spread it out thereof, brought forth its waters, and its pastures on the mountains he set firm. Surah 79, 27-32. Tabari comments on those who would try to translate the word bada to mean the other than after that. So Saint-Simon gives a lot of quotations by Tabari, but the point is there's contradictions between what Muhammad's saying, what ancient tradition's saying, and what the Quran is saying concerning the creation of the world. Concerning, is it 6 to 8 days? And if you go for 6, when you say that Muhammad said it was 6, the way he ordered it was not the same as it is ordered in the Quran, and there's contradiction within that testimony. Embryology. The Quran says in Surah 39 verse 6, He makes you in the wombs of your mothers in stages, one after another, the 3 veils of the darkness. And a lot of the medical stuff he's got from the Greek writer Galen. So I think it's Galen. Let me just check. Yeah, I think it is. There's a medical writer who lived before Muhammad, and a lot of the medical ideas concerning the birth of a child, it comes from Greek medics. You can check this out. You can read Saint-Simon's debate notes to Shabi Ali to check that out. Okay, God bless you.